Today, we are going to be fixing banned broken Magic the Gathering cards, and in this format, it's going to be Commander. We're going to start off with Ancestral Recall. This is a blue instant. Target player draws 3 cards. Now, if you ask me, I actually have no problem with this card. Maybe that's because I'm biased towards the blue players. But there's like a million players out there. What, 3 cards is too much? So how about this? So we got to fix Ancestral Recall. I think by default, a lot of people might want to jack up the mana cost from like maybe 1 to 2 to 3. Obviously, 3 is, I don't know, maybe 3 is more fair. But get this. All right, I got an idea. I have an idea for everyone. I'd like to hear everyone's thoughts on this. Ancestor Recall, blue, instant. Each player draws 3 cards. What's wrong with that? Is anyone going to have a problem with everybody drawing 3 cards? I think so long as, you know, we're sharing the cheddar around everywhere, that Ancestral Recall, I mean, people won't feel so bad about that. Also, like, so if you play it early when people can't use the cards, well, you're playing it early for no reason, and then and you may not be able to play the cards. You're going to have to discard the hand size. Whereas you play it later when the opponents have a lot of mana up, they want the cards. They're starving for cards. That's right. We'll make it a great group hug card. At least that's the idea. Make player equals opponent. That would make it terrible. I mean, you could work. That would work. Yeah, target opponent draws 3 cards. It's basically like 1 with nothing. How many cards are like that out there? They only help the opponent. They have no purpose. They cannot help you. I don't know if there's so many of those types of cards out there. Or 2 blue. 2 blue, draw 3 cards at instant speed. I think actually it's still broken. No, remember, this is Commander. We're not going to consider Legacy or Modern, but 2 mana, draw 3. Still pretty insane. It's still pretty insane. I think they'll take that deal easily. Each player draws 3 cards. Just hive mind that and see what happens. Oh, so like what? Everyone's going to draw 12 cards? Toad says, bro, fix, hold. No, okay, no, we're all going to move in alphabetical order. We can cheat the order with super chats. So I will respect the super chats, but I am going to mostly work in alphabetical order. So I can keep track of which cards we've done and which cards we haven't done. Oh, okay, yeah. So, well, okay, first off, remember, Hull Breacher got banned for this very reason, so that you can't be cheating with cards like this, or, you know, Wheel of Fortune, Windfall, and so on. But yeah, Notion Thief would still work. That one's legal. We still got that. But that's a combo. I mean, if there's a Notion Thief on the board, you got to kill that thing. You got to get it out of here. You should feel the sense of dread when there's a Notion Thief on the battlefield. Bolt, the Emolga, says, actually, yeah, Burning Inquiry is already a thing, so you have everyone draw 3. Although, mind you, we're not actually drawing 3 with Burning Inquiry. We draw 3, discard 3. In here, we just purely draw 3. Yeah, this could be Burning Recall. I named it. Now, I don't have to fix every single card. All of you can help me fix some cards. So we're going to move to... next, I think we fixed it. Each player draws 3 cards. Are we in agreement? We're in agreement. Okay, next card we'll look up because it has been super chatted is Rated Lex's Library of Alexandria. Should not be banned. I'm in the camp of you. Library of Alexandria. So how do we make this thing fair? Ugh. Is there like a lot? Okay, this one's actually good. We get the correct text here, and we don't have that hideous new looking card. Library of Alexandria is a land that taps for a colorless mana. You tap, draw a card. Activate this ability only if you have exactly 7 cards in hand. So like in Commander, I don't even know how much that 1 card matters. And remember, like every mana matters. Like if you want to draw 1 extra card a turn, you're basically going to put yourself down a mana every single turn. That doesn't sound beneficial. It's going to be more beneficial if you know the game is going to be super slow, then Library of Alexandria is going to be broken. But if you're in any meta game where, you know, people are threatening to win by turn 3, turn 4. I mean, this is, I think this is junk. I think it's junk. Yeah, Gillum says that's banned. What? Well, I don't know. They thought this is broken. They somehow Library of Alexandria. That's dangerous. It's dangerous. That's got to go on the banned list. But things like Mana Crypt, Soul Ring. What other old cards? Time Twister. Those things are fine. Those are fair game. I would not like to know how expensive this card would be if it were legal. It'd probably be something insane. So Gillum says ship as is. No, we gotta fix it. We gotta fix. How are we fixing this card? Just unban to fix it? That's not the fix. The reserve list is the issue here. Oh, tell that to Time Twister, huh? Tell that to Time Twister, to Null Rod, to Grim Monolith. Tell that to all the other reserve list cards. There's a lot of Mishra's Factory. There's a lot of really expensive, powerful reserve list cards in this territory. So I don't think Library of Alexandria is any different, except that in theory, any deck can play it. In theory, like Soul Ring, but Soul Ring is 25 cents, so who cares? Give it Exhaust. That feels so weird to give it a mechanic from 2025. That would work though. Maybe Exhaust is just like the answer to everything. You know, there's so many cards. If you repeat the ability over and over again, like Caracas, it's very frustrating, very annoying. Force the opponent to do it only once, and it's totally fair and legal. Okay, change it by losing a life on draw. No, that's not enough. The people take the life easily. Who cares? You could even make it gain a life, and it would be decent. If it's if you're only going to lose a single life off this, I don't think that's going to be enough. Toilet Duck, make the draw card if you have 7 in hand ability free instead of having to tap it. What the hell are you people doing? You're making these cards even more stronger than it already is. Enters tapped, sack a land. That's actually I think that's a way of doing it. That would make it super fair. Maybe too fair. I mean, maybe unplayable, actually. You have to sack a land. Or even how they would have worded it back then, you have to sacrifice an untapped land. That's how they would have worded it back in 1993 and 1994. Doesn't win on turn 3, unplay. I mean, hey, I'm in the same boat. But you know what? It's on the ban list. And what do we how do we have to redesign this card? Draw, then discard 2 cards. We're just making Bizarre Baghdad. We're just making Bizarre Baghdad. That thing's broken for different reasons. Make it tap a creature you control to draw as well. Okay, that works too. I actually think that works. That's a good idea. And also, if you commit creatures to the board, let's go like turn 1, Birds of Paradise, turn 2, Library of Alexandria. Do you have enough cards in hand? So we draw a card for the turn. We have our 8th card, land, go down to 7. Play Birds of Paradise, go down to 6. Draw a card for the turn, you go to 7. Play Library of Alexandria. You don't have 7 cards in hand. So actually, it's pretty clunky. You would have to wait another turn, draw, then tap Library of Alexandria. But maybe it's still possible. And if you tap the creature, then you don't have your mana acceleration. I like Sebs more, who making tap a creature. I actually think all these options are great. Okay, I don't know which one is the best one. Honestly, the tap a creature one just might make it unplayable. Just might make it unplayable. Cumulative upkeep, half a mana. No, we're not going to unset levels of answering this card. Comedy option. Change the last ability from tap, draw a card to discard a card, draw a card. Probably makes it more... You know what? That might be an option too. That might be an option as well. So you're actually never netting on cards. And you have to discard first and then draw. Which is still... It's probably still fine. It would still be... I bet it would still be very strong under those rules. But probably not broken. Why is this turn 1 8 card starting hand bad while Companions being the 8th card is Omega busted? You know what the big difference is? I mean, they're both strong, but a Companion, it's always in your hand. You don't actually have to work to get it. This card, you at least have to work a little bit to get. You got to work a little bit, okay? You got to have that 7 cards in hand. You got to tap. You got to waste time here at the library. Did anyone go to sleep at the library? At least my university library. I swear I spent half my time sleeping there as much as I spent studying there. Sometimes you don't have time. You know, when you have these 2 classes that are like 3 hours apart, it's awful. I don't have enough time to go home and take a nap and come back. Okay, okay. Tapping creature to draw a card and tapping this thing. Okay, that works. Next up, we're gonna look at balance. Shoot. How do we fix this card? It's an evil card. It's 2-mana sorcery. Each player chooses a number of lands they control equal to the number of lands controlled by the player who controls the fewest, then sacks the rest. Players discard cards and sacrifice creatures the same way. How do we fix this, the coffee crew? Bell says, there is a YouTube video with Andrea Mangucci and Card Market where he uses Library of Alexandria and he drew a ton of cards with it. Did he win? That's the most important thing. And was he the only person playing with the library? Bolt says, for each permanent type, instead of just lands and creatures. No, it doesn't. No, I don't think that changes anything. So one of the most powerful things you can do with balance is build a deck with no lands or very few lands. And then when you pull off your balance, you basically wipe out. It's basically a 2-mana Armageddon. Not to mention, it can also wipe out creatures on the battlefield as well. 5, yeah, I mean, this might be a spot where we have no choice but to increase the mana cost. And like, if you at least, let's say it's 5 or 6 mana, then you probably need to have some lands in play in order to pull this off. You need to have something in play. Remove the, okay, actually, that might not be the craziest idea. Remove the land removal. That is probably like the single biggest pain point of balance, is that it balances the lands. The one thing nobody wants to get balanced. This is great if you're mana screwed, I guess. Well, yeah, but guess what? If you're mana screwed, the person casting balance may not have any mana, period. I guess target player instead of all players, go arch enemy. Maybe make it, Spectral Maniac says, make it the opponent who controls the fewest rather than any player. No, it is. Isn't it the fewest? Each player chooses a number of lands they control equal to the number of lands controlled by the player who controls the fewest. It's exactly how it works. So whoever has the fewest, everyone's going to be the fewest. Everyone's going to be equal, all right? No one's going to have a little bit more than somebody else in this world. Balance going to balance things out. But that doesn't mean the whoever has the least is going to get more. No, everyone's going to be as weak, as small as the lowest common denominator. John says Tinker instead. Oh no, we're going in alphabetical order. Right now we're talking about balance. We're not skipping to cards today, people. We're going one after another. Unless you want a super chat, I'm willing to skip for super chats. Replace player with opponent. Oh, that's an interesting idea. So the player playing balance cannot abuse it. They cannot basically dump their hand, have no creatures on the battlefield. That is great. That's a really good idea. I really like that one. Choose a card type. That actually would work too. There's a few cards that are like that though. That's basically, you know, choose a somewhat of a card type, I think, other than land, and then you sack everything. No, we're not. Today is not one of those types of days where we're going to be looking up cards. So I'm trying to keep it in order so I keep track of what cards we've done, which cards we haven't. Becomes a multiplayer political card. Oh yeah, absolutely, it can. Oh, that's what you're trying to say. I see the player who controls the opponent who controls the fewest. Maybe add the restriction to say you cannot cast the spell if you control fewer than 4 lands. Nah, it's a little restrictive. Then, I mean, you could. That probably would make it work. Anyway, I like that idea. All right, it's basically each opponent, I guess each player chooses a number of lands they control equal to the number of lands controlled by the opponent who controls the fewest. That's the winner for me. I think that's it's Zybers. Yeah, that's right. It's Zybers. It might actually make balance fun. Actually, I don't know if it will do that. It might not. I mean, I guess if you still get your lands wiped out, everyone can just blame the person who had the fewest lands on the battlefield. Okay, next up is Biorhythm. Biorhythm. I've never played against this card. I didn't even know this card existed until, you know, Commander told me it was banned. I was like, what? It's banned? Why? 8 mana sorcery. Each player's life total becomes the number of creatures they control. This is a weird card to balance because, like, you can't, like, up the mana on this thing. It already is, like, 8 mana. You want to make it 12 or something? So, deck, the whole idea of fixing broken cards doesn't Zybert? It reeks of the functional errata Konami did with Yu-Gi-Oh. Oh yeah, is that what Yu-Gi-Oh did? So that what the errata is the lord of the game. Basically, the errata rules what the card says doesn't. Toad says, I own multiple copies, so fix it how? I actually don't know. Yeah, +1 is probably the only fix needed. What do you mean? Oh, the number of your life total becomes the number of creatures they control +1? Seems like a very odd fix. Oh, I get it. So it becomes like a wildfire. I get it. So, like, if you have no creature... Yeah, if you have no creatures in play, I mean, you're dead. It's over. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it could be... Yeah, that's actually pretty good. That makes a whole lot of sense. Add skip your combat phase this turn. Well, that doesn't matter because you can attack first, then play Biorhythm. Oh, I get it. So you actually can't win on that very turn. You know what? Actually, I would approve of that too. So it's like each player's life total becomes the number of creatures they control +1. Skip your combat phase this turn, or even skip your next combat phase. So you cannot play this on your second main phase. Yeah, +1 definitely is going to work. It's an 8 mana maybe win con. Well, in Commander, 8 mana is nothing. 8 mana might as well be 3 mana. 8 mana is the new 4 mana in Commander. Maybe tap all creatures. That's awkward. Also brutal. I get it though. I can see that. That could work as well. Well, you could also put a haste creature on the battlefield, but then again, that's basically you're making a combo work. The ban reason is that this card wins out of nowhere. Yeah, I mean, it's a 1-card win condition. Your opponent has no creatures on the battlefield. Yeah, I guess you have to... Why don't you have your commander on the battlefield, Commander players? What's wrong with you? What happened to your commander? Okay, it seems like it's very popular. Just put a +1 plus... Put the +1 at the end of it, and we make it work. You know what? I agree with that. Makes a whole lot of sense to me. Okay, next up. Oh my god. You know, the funny thing about this, so we're getting the Black Lotus. The funny thing about this is that they tried to fix it with Jeweled Lotus, and they failed miserably. They failed miserably. It was literally just another Black Lotus. Slightly more restricted, but in Commander, it, like, didn't matter. How do we fix Black Lotus? How the hell do you fix Black Lotus? I mean, obviously you have to give it... I mean, like, they have variations, you know, with, like... Maybe not exactly. I don't think there's another, like, tap, sack, add 3 mana to your mana pool Lotus out there. Make it a land? Well, they sort of did that. Make it add 3 colorless instead. Ooh! That is it. No, that probably is not good enough. Before, like, any commander that has just a lot of generic mana in their mana cost, it will still be playable. But it's harder. I mean, you're moving in that... I would say you are moving in the right direction. Eldrazi and Artifact decks aren't going to care, though. Oh, they'll be licking their lips over this card. So it's going to be like a broken card being able to play in fewer decks, which I think actually makes it more powerful, because if less players have access to a Black Lotus, it's the worse off other decks are. Enters tapped with a stun counter on it. Ooh, that actually might work. That's so similar to Lotus Bloom. Or how about this? 2 stun counters. Because this has suspend 3. That means, like, on turn 4, it was available. So if it's tapped with 2 stun counters, you remove 1, then you remove another, then it's available by turn 4? Turn 2, yeah, it's available. I think that would work. I actually think that would work. That actually makes so much sense. Enters tapped, you lose 3 life. No, I don't think that would, honestly. Like, waiting 1 turn and have a massive turn 2 is probably too strong still. People pay the 3 life. Like, remember, this is Commander. You have 40 life here. So if you want to combo off, you're still going to combo off. Oh, that could work. Cannot be played before your third turn. I think that one will work perfectly. And they have so many cards like that now. It's like, okay, this card would be broken if you could play it on turns 1 or 2. But you know what? If you are restricted to turns 4 or more, Black Lotus may not be nearly as strong. And we have proof of that with, what's it called? Lotus Bloom. Turn 4 Black Lotus is like fine. It's turn 1, turn 2, turn 3 Black Lotuses that's a problem. Yeah, the 3 life in Commander is not going to be a cost. Can't cast unless you have cast 2 other spells. Don't know if that's going to be enough. Especially, you know, Black Lotus can be paired up with like Lotus Petal and Soul Ring and so on. Wizards has made fixed versions of Black Lotus already, and though even those got banned. Like, which ones? I think we should just give up and let Black Lotus remain broken. No, I mean, they've also got fixed versions of Black Lotus that don't see a whole lot of play either. Can only be used to pay for activated abilities. That actually would work. Yeah, that would work. I hope. I hope. I could be wrong about that one. Jess thinks it's fine. It's pretty rare Jeweled Lotus gave you the game, and that's the only Lotus I've played with that that's like it. Yeah, well, Jeweled Lotus got banned for those reasons as well. Each opponent gets a copy of it too. That's a little bit of a cop-out here. I actually don't know if that would be enough, because if you're a combo deck trying to win, probably it still helps the opponent to have Black Lotuses, but at the same time not. Okay, I like 2 suggestions. Comes into play tapped. 2 stun counters cannot be played before turn 4. I think both of those are great ideas. Okay, we're going to skip the line for Marcio with Shahrazad. Yeah, we're not going to the evoke range. Shahrazad is already unfixable. I actually think you could fix it. I'll tell you how. And this is just a suggestion. I don't know if this is a good one. So Shahrazad is the double white sorcery. You basically make a sub game, and whoever wins the sub game, or whoever loses the sub game, loses half their life in the main game. Shahrazad basically just ignores the first game. Well, I don't know if that will actually... Shoot, how do you make this fair? Karn Liberated already fixed it? Well, not really. Karn Liberated fixes Shahrazad? No, I mean, that was a Planeswalker Ultimate. Well, I mean, what do you want to do? Like, say, restart the game with all the cards from... Oh, do you... I don't know how you translate Karn into this. Make it Karn Liberate. Well, we can't do that. We have to make this card different. Didn't we say we're going in alphabetical order? Unless you super chat. If you super chat, you skip the line. You see how this works? You pay me money, and you get what you want. Otherwise, we're going through... Yeah, super chats take priority. This is... You've been here for a long time, Steve Cooper. This is a pay-to-win show. It always has been. Whoever has the gold makes the rules. Effectively. Easy, just change the paragraph to flip a coin. That sounds terrible. 2 mana, Shahrazad. You want to flip a coin? Whoever loses the flip... I mean... That probably works. I hope it doesn't. That might work actually. It's like basically 2 mana, sorcery. We're gonna flip a coin. Whoever loses the flip is losing half their life. That sounds brutal. That just sounds absolutely brutal. It's probably one of the strongest burn cards that you have to basically gamble on. Hey, it could backfire on you. You could lose half your life. It's probably a good card versus... Well, in Commander, I don't think there are control decks. Oh, this is interesting. Oh, I like that. Sebstone says the sub game starts with 10 life. I might even take it further. How about the sub game starts with 5 life? How about that? Actually, that sounds great. I think that sounds very smart. It still might screw the game up. It might still screw the game up. Because, like, even at 5 life, if you start chaining Shahrazads... Oh, I guess you can't, because it's a sub game in Commander. I like that idea, actually. Reducing the... So 5 life sounds doable. So you have, like, a quick mini game. Whereas in Commander, 40 life, that's impossible. This game's gonna take forever, but a 5-minute sub game sounds like, okay, someone can, and only like one person has to die, right? Or does it have to be 1 life? Maybe everyone has to die. In Commander, that's awful. Charizard would be a nightmare in Commander, especially if all players were running a copy. Oh my! You could probably space out a sub game within your playmat, but then if you go into another sub game, we got to go on the floor. If there's another sub game, we got to go in the kitchen. Yeah, we got to play somewhere else. We have to use the coffee table in the dining room. Opponents flip a coin, so prevent Kark's thumb issue. You can still chain Charizard in Commander if you want. How? You only have 1. You have 1 copy. You cast it just to get into the sub game, and then it's not part of your new deck. New meta becomes Charizard Burn Ball. It's possible. This version is basically the uncard Enter the Dungeon. Probably. Kano says, make the sub game just rock, paper, scissors. It's possible. Okay, give it like 1. Give it 1 like in the sub game and make it so. Okay, how about this? Okay. The sub game is 5 life. So long as you're in a sub game, new sub games cannot be played. So we're not going into sub game into sub game into sub game. If there's if any sub games happen, it has to happen from the main game. I'll take that as an answer. You got 3 you have 3 turns. If no damage is done, nothing happens. Maybe, I don't know. Or you can reduce it to 1 life. I don't know. Obviously, 40 life is too much. Too much. Way too much. Crazy amount of life. Okay, next up, we're going to take a look at... Oh, this is impossible. I have no... Well, okay, we're going to figure it out. Chaos Orb! How do we fix Chaos Orb? 2 mana for an artifact. Pay 1. Flip Chaos Orb onto the playing area from a height of at least 1 foot. Chaos Orb must turn completely over at least 1, or it is discarded with no effect. When Chaos Orb lands, any cards in play that it touches are destroyed, as is Chaos Orb. To be honest, I think the card is fixed. In like the old formats, they just make it like it's a 2 mana Vindicate. That's it. I don't know if that is within the power level of Magic the Gathering. It is at least in the old school games, and maybe it is still even in Commander. Like it's basically Vindicate. You spend 3 mana on a Vindicate, and it can only just destroy only 1 card. Use the 93-94 solution. Change to destroy a permanent. Yeah, that's exactly what I was talking about. Would that be fine to Commander players? Because that's effective. Like if people space out their cards equally enough. And if Chaos Orb can only hit 1 thing, and you are pretty good at flipping it, it should only destroy 1 permanent. Make a blindfolded judge flip it? Nah, that's not practical. Where's the judge in your home game, where you're going to be playing most of your games? Right, guys, I shouldn't say that. I'm sure there's a lot of people that have to go out to a local game store to get into some Commander. Tap to kill a thing, flip a coin. If you call it right, destroy another permanent. That change. I mean, I think I agree, but it probably changes the card too much. Should be a random permanent. Oh, that's interesting. But then the card would be really weak if it was a random permanent. If you make 6 to 7 mana up front, it's basically another Goblin game. Oh god. Chris Kiger says, I think just make it a 3 generic mana Vindicate is the best solution. It is actually a solution that literally works in Magic the Gathering. All right. 3 mana Vindicate it is. We're going to look at more banned Commander cards that we got to fix. But we got to thank our sponsor today, FusionGamingOnline.com. Maybe you want to play some of those cards and play with a Rule 0 in your Commander game, playing with the fixed version of these banned Commander cards. Hey, bring Charizard back. We're going to bring it back because you're only going to have 5 life in those sub games, and you can get your Charizards and more banned Commander cards from FusionGamingOnline.com. And you can also get Final Fantasy, Spider-Man, and also 20% off Game-Genic accessories. And if 20% is not enough, hey, I got a deal for you. You can use coupon code Nikachu to get 5% more off all your purchases. We're also going to thank Mana Traders, the premier place to rent Magic cards online, including all the broken ones, to play all your favorite formats where cards are broken. You can support the channel using my Mana Traders link in the description below, or save 40% cash back on your 3rd month subscription using coupon code Nikachu_ZH4. Playing renting with Mana Traders on Magic Online. All right, next. What's up next? What do we got next? Ooh. That's a card. That's a card channel. I have to say, I really like the new art over the old art. I didn't even know this. Look at this old art. It's terrible. It's terrible. I don't like this card at all. I don't exactly know what the hell. Oh, look, we have some weird warlock looking guy over here. Don't like it. Love the new channel art. Danny's like, this card's fair already. I don't think so. I don't think anyone's going to say this card is fair. You know, I used to think this card would be fair. Then people mentioned, well, what about the Eldrazi? And I'm like, okay, you know what? Maybe that's pretty good. The Eldrazi are pretty strong. Pay 20 of your life, put 2 Eldrazi's in play. Yeah, that, you know what? I'm convinced. Danny says change it to 3 life each. So we can still pay 30 life to put an Eldrazi in play and probably wipe everyone out. It's probably not enough. You might have to make it to like 4 life each. What if we lose 2 to 3 life instead? Might not be enough. I mean, it's worth trying to find out. Limit the life paid to some number. That's actually a great idea. That's a good idea. So it's like until end of turn, you can pay up to 5 life. If you do add 5 colorless mana to your mana pool. So it's basically a ritual. If we look at it like that. It's 2 mana to get 3 mana. Maybe not 3 mana. You net 3 mana, but you get 5 mana out of it. I think that could work. Yeah, so like basically pay 5 life at max. Sebstone says 3 life at end of turn. If you have less than 20 life, you lose the game. Ah, that doesn't sound like a Magic the Gathering card. I think that would work. But it doesn't really sound like a Magic card. Lord Jerixus says channel gives poison counters instead of life. Max 9 and risk losing to proliferate. Interesting. Now that's an idea. How do we like the you get poison for your life? I don't know what you're channeling, but it sounds like it makes you a little sick. Mappia says, pay X life or X is the amount of mana in your mana pool or something. I don't know if that's going to work. I mean, maybe. So basically, it doubles the amount of mana that you already have. Add green instead of colorless, and it can't be used to pay generic mana costs. Oh, probably still broken. Probably still broken. You just put like a big green thing in play. 2 mana, so it's similar to Carrick, Son of Yawgmoth. But the thing is, Carrick, Son of Yawgmoth is hard to play on turn 2. Like, this card can be played on turn 1. I think that's the big difference between those 2 cards. Change life to toughness of creatures. You get... Oh! That's an interesting idea. So instead of paying life, you're going to get a generic mana for each toughness in your creatures. So you actually have to build up a big board first before you get a super big payoff in mana. I like that, actually. It makes a whole lot of sense, too, especially in green. I think everyone's mentioning pay 2 life. I have a feeling if channel is broken in one-on-one Magic with 20 life, then doubling the life paid when you've doubled your life total isn't going to change much in Commander. Can't be used to cast spells. That actually would work too, but I think that would make it very borderline unplayable. Make the life loss like cumulative upkeep. Oh god. Make it up to 10 life and it can only be used to pay for X. Maybe. But that makes it much better in the late game. What's wrong with that? What's wrong? Like, Craterhoof is a card that you want in the late game just so you can finish the game off, so you can play another one. So basically, my idea was to have pay 1 more for each mana you generate. I don't know exactly how that works. Danny says, what if at the beginning of your end step, if you lost 20 or more life this game, you lose the game? That doesn't... Oh, we got that suggestion. It doesn't feel like a Magic the Gathering card. You would just say... you cannot pay this much life. And 20 life is still a lot of life. I think 20 life is still a lot of life. Someone might be able to combo off and win the game with that much mana. What map you said? Pay 1 more for each mana you generate. Oh, so we go from 1, then you have to pay 2 more life, so you go to 3. We're gonna bust out Nikachu's calculator. How far can we go? Where is Nikachu's calculator? All right, so for 1 mana, it costs 1, plus 2, plus 3, plus 4, plus 5, plus 6, plus 7, plus 8, plus 9. Oh, so if you get to Eldrazi mana, you die. That's interesting. Very, very, very interesting. But then that's not very good, is it? Look, we're trying to make the card fair. We're not. It's not unplayable either. Like, you can get to 5 mana quite reasonably. Double the life you lose every 1 mana you generate. That sounds complicated to calculate. Honestly, even this is a bit weird. Pay 10 life to get 4 minus 2 mana is weaker than poop. Yeah, you don't say that's weaker than poop. Yeah, my calculator. Calculon. How about you give it an upkeep cost, or you lose kind of like the pacts? No, I don't like this card. Honestly, I don't know how you definitely win, but this has like win the game on the spot written all over it. So you could play it fair with Eldrazi's, but you could also just easily use this as the greatest ritual possible and win the game immediately. Or something to that effect. That is good. It's also more of a black card anyway. Okay, what are we landing on? Just like a cumulative life loss. For each 1 life loss, you have to keep adding a life. Pay 10 life, get 4 mana, minus 2 mana. Oh, you already said that. Double the life you lose for each 1 mana. Well, that would be unplayable. That'd be borderline unplayable. You can only play 1 spell this turn. But then that was the spell. You can't use the mana. Poison counter sounds best. All right, let's go with the poison counters. We'll go with the poison counters. You could die to someone who proliferates at any moment. I have no idea. It's possible it's still broken. All right, everyone watching the replay, if you think channel where you get a poison counter for each getting a poison counter for each mana you generate off this thing. Is that fair, or is it completely broken? You got to let me know in the comment section. Okay, next up, we've got... Ooh, this is a favorite. Dockside Extortion. I don't even like that art. I like this one. Guy looks... You know, some people have a look of a cheater, and that's it. Right there. That guy's a slimy little guy. You just know sometimes. Anyway, so we have 2 mana 1/2 Goblin Pirate. Enters the battlefield, create X treasure tokens, where X is the number of artifacts and enchantments your opponents control. How the hell do you fix this card? Make it clues instead? Yeah, maybe that would fix it instantaneously. 1 treasure per player who controls enchantment or artifact. Honestly, I think it'd still be strong. I think it's like way, 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 way too strong. Can we not skip contract? We're not skipping any of them. We're going to go through every single card. We're going to even get to this one, I guess, because you just super chatted. I wonder how much money this is. It's yellow, but it's in a different currency. 100 ARS into USD. What is that? You know, it's not even a dollar. It's like 7.5 cents. The hell? I mean, if you want, it's got to be at least $2. What a scam! 100 ARS Argentinian pesos equals 7.5 cents. This is not counting. I can't have people contribute in Argentinian pesos. It's not even $10. It's literally 70. I got this thing. Here, let me show. I'll show you. The Argentinian peso is equal to 7.5 cents. but thanks for the try. Don't worry, we're gonna get to contract from below eventually. One of these weeks. Change it to target opponent. You would just choose the person who has the. Well, I mean, I guess that would make it more fair. I like the clue one the most, but that would change the card a lot. By a lot. Change it to target opponent. Maybe that would work. Make it number of artifacts. Look at. Wait, we have now thousands of Argentinian pesos. Okay, what is 2,000 Argentinian pesos? It's $1.50. Okay, close enough. $1.50 plus your $7 and 7.5 cents. That makes it $1.57.5. Unbelievable. Cast trigger instead of enters. Why would that matter? Oh, to prevent people from blinking it. Could make it trigger after dealing combat damage to a player. That would definitely work. That would make it so much harder to pull off. This is the max option I can select here. Even if someone from Argentina wants to donate more, they can't. There's a lot of money for people in Argentina. From Argentina, yeah. The Argentine peso. That's basically 2 Canadian. It is 2 Canadian dollars. That's right. It's 2 Canadian dollars. Grisby, I don't want to fix this thing. You hate it. Well, you only hate it because it's broken. So if we fix it, maybe it's not so bad. Oh, if it's combat damage, it's actually more flavorful. Why? Because we swipe something. Did we extort? Do we have to deal damage? We're an extorter. We're basically hey, give us, it's like the mafia. You gotta pay us for protection here. Even though I'm not gonna protect you at all. I'm gonna tattletale on you. How does YouTube decide what tier the super chats are in for different types of currency anyway? I guess it doesn't. It's not doing any currency conversion. Don't scam us, you Canuck. Make clue tokens. We heard that one. Okay, so first off, I think the clue token would work. So that one, but the problem with that one is that it wouldn't be very flavorful to the original card, which made treasure tokens. So I think dealing damage also would actually make it work. So if Dockside Extortionist was just a 2-mana 1/2, deal a damage to any player. So if anyone's open, it's their fault. They let the thing through. Anyway, that works. I think Dockside Extortionist would be fine. Okay, thanks to the 2,000 Argentine pesos. We're gonna look at contract from below. Okay, we have to. I have no idea what the hell we're gonna do to fix this thing. So it's pretty. Well, let's read the card. Black Sorcery. Discard your current hand. Draw 8 new cards. Oh my god, it's better than Wheel of Fortune. Adding the first drawn to your ante. Oh, so it's still the same. It's 7 cards. Remove this card from your deck before playing if you're not playing for ante. Okay, so obviously we have to remove the ante clause. So there's no ante involved. But how do you balance this? Discard your hand and draw 7? Basically? Make it start a sub-game and give the card to your opponent. Draw 8, discard 3. No, it's still broken. Still broken as hell. Remove ante, lose half your life. There is no way losing half your life is going to make this fair. Draw 7, or I guess draw 8 technically. Draw 8 and lose half your life. Every mage in black is like deal. Absolute deal. They could not buy this card fast enough. What if you ante your previous hand? That's a hefty cost. I don't think that would work. Remember, ante can't exist. So the ante is removing ante. And then somehow we have to make this card doable. Dan right here says can only be played if you have at least 5 cards in hand. I still don't think that would be enough. You still net 2 cards, which would be very strong. And also, there's a lot of decks out there that would want to dump their hand immediately and then draw 7 or draw 8 in this case. Exile your hand, draw 8, exile the first one. You know what no, you know what? You have a good idea, actually. Exile hand, draw. How about this? Exile your hand and draw cards equal to the number of cards exiled this way. That's actually interesting. Oh, here's another idea. Exile half your deck. So whatever you're trying to draw, you actually might brick on it. That might work. Oh, no, maybe not. Or maybe, exiling half your deck. I think we're on to something here. So exiling half your deck prevents you from reliably comboing off if you try to play this like a combo card. Replace ante with pay your opponents 2,000 Argentinian pesos. Then reveal your hand and give control of all your perm cards to opponents. I don't know if that works. Or how about we solve this actually in a similar way as we did with Ancestral Recall. Each opponent draws the cards. Maybe it's like you discard your hand and you draw cards equal to the number of cards. Sorry, not discard. You exile your current hand, or and then draw cards exiled that way, and your opponents also draw cards, but you actually exiled your cards. I don't know if everyone else exiles their cards. Discard into exile, and your opponents can cast the discarded cards without paying their mana cost. Man, we were warping this card a lot to make it fair. Is there like some easy tweak to make this thing playable? Do they have McDonald's in Argentina? If so, how much does a Big Mac cost there? Asks Toilet Duck. Yeah, so like the Big Mac would be, I guess, like 10,000 Argentinian pesos, which actually is not crazy because, like, in Japan, they don't have like cents. They work with just like dollars, or in their currency, they call it yen. So, like, something that's 1,000 yen, it sounds like a lot, but it's just because they don't use like a penny denomination, and it's probably how it works in Argentina as well. Make it 2 generic and 2 black. Yeah, maybe you just have to up the mana cost on this card, and then there's no other way to do it. Discard your current hand, draw cards equal to the number of creatures discarded. Flavor of giving your creatures souls to below. Make it discard your hand, but each player draws that many cards. That way, nobody else discards. That's what I was thinking too. So it's almost like it's a more mana efficient windfall, but your opponents benefit from it more than you. Toilet Duck. I guess the Big Mac index in Argentina is around 7 USD. It's possible. Big Mac in Canada is like $5, $5 or $6. Or maybe I'm just thinking when there's a coupon. How about draw 8, exile top 8, and discard your hand at end of turn? I don't think the discarding your hand at end of turn is going to work, because a lot of the players that are going to play Contract from Below, they're going to try to just break. They're just trying to win that turn. Like, this is going to be a massive combo card. You always have to think, okay, if someone's drawing this many cards immediately, probably it's broken. Like, probably they're going to try to win with it on that very turn. Everyone except you does it? Oh my goodness. That would actually fix it. That would fix it. That's not broken. The 1 mana is the broken part. Make it more mana. Well, okay. No. If it was, say, 4 mana, I think it would still be broken. It's just like 1 more mana than a Wheel of Fortune, but it only affects you. It doesn't affect anybody else. It just needs to cost more mana. Okay. Let's say it costs more mana. What's fair? What does discard your hand, draw 8 cards look like? Like 5 mana, 6 mana, 7 mana? What happens if you wish the anti-card into the game, or any other bring cards in from outside the game ability? I don't know. It's a good question. Well, I mean, it is banned in Commander, so it can't even be from outside the game. I think 5 mana is too few. I mean, it might be enough. I don't know if removing the ante is within the spirit of the card. That's why I say up the ante amount. Yeah, but it's banned because of ante. That's the main. Let's be serious. The all like they don't even look at the card. It could be a crappy card. It's just banned because of ante, not because of power level. Is black fine? Yes, that I think that would work. That would fix it. 7 mana, draw 7 is a thing in blue and is not amazing. Okay. We fixed it. 8 black mana, and you can have a contract from below. That contract was expensive. Okay, we've got... Okay, next from the... Oh my god. I mean, this is probably simple to fix. So we got Emrakul, the Ion's Torn. 15 mana, 15 Eldrazi. Can't be countered. When you cast the spell, you take an extra turn. Flying, you can't when you cast the spell, flying, protection from the spells that are 1 or more colors. Annihilator 6, people. And when Emrakul, the Ion's Torn is put into a graveyard from anywhere, its owner shuffles their graveyard into their library. I have a feeling I know the simple solution to this. Remove the extra turn. I don't think that's the part that matters. Nobody casts this card, Pedgeman. Have you seen anyone cast this card? I think I've seen, like... I mean, if you don't count Omniscience, the number of times I've seen Emrakul get cast are, like, less than the number of fingers on one hand that I have. Why is Emrakul even banned? It's because of Annihilator. Because Annihilator, so if you cheat Emrakul in play and you annihilate somebody, it's basically like taking one player out of the game. And it sort of sucks because it's a super feel bad. You're watching everyone else play the game while you have no chance because you very likely got completely wiped out. Yeah, I think it's just actually a simple solution. You remove the Annihilator 6 and you can keep everything else on here. It doesn't change anything. Pedro says, I did. When I used to have Emrakul as a commander. Oh my god. Only deck only mana rocks. I don't remember a time where Emrakul was even legal. I've been playing I wasn't big into commander, so I don't know the history very well. Wasn't cast, it gets exiled? Nope. Remove can't be countered. That's not the most broken part of all this. Nobody casts this card except Pedgeman, okay? No one does that. Jackal says a danger from any removal, so just make it have protection from the turn it's played. No, there's a lot of stuff that removes it. Remember, it has protection from spells, but not permanents. So, Oblivion Ring, you can, like, Flicker Wisp the damn thing. There's a lot of stuff like that. Okay, I think it's simple. It's got a lot of words on it. We're just going to erase Annihilator for a second. Here, watch this. We're gonna fix it. We're gonna fix this thing right now. There, boom, fixed. Print it. It works perfectly. Okay, next we've got Kagan with a super chat. Just watched a video on companions, so Lutri. How to fix Lutri. Hardly saw the card get played because it was banned before it even had a chance. It's a 3-mana, 3/2 elemental otter companion. Each non-land card in your starting deck has a different name. Oh, that is so hard for Commander. Flash. When Lutri the Spell Chaser enters the battlefield, if you cast it, copy target instant or sorcery spell you control. You may choose new targets for the copy. Remove companion. That's about it. That's it. I guess that's it. It was an easy fix. Yeah, remove companion and make it a 5-drop. No, 3 mana is fine. 3 mana is okay. Is this really strong at 3 mana? Make it count lands too. Oh, I like that one by Seb Stone. You can only have one. Well, maybe it's not that big of a deal. Like, I'm sure a lot of commander decks can live with one basic island and one basic mountain, right? I bet there's a lot of commander decks that barely have any basics. So that, you know what, I like the idea, but it probably doesn't fix it, to be honest. It shouldn't be broken anymore since you have to pay to put in your hand first. No, it's not a matter of being broken. They didn't want the card to homogenize Commander. One of the problems is like, it doesn't matter even if you pay 3. Like, every deck has to play this card. Lutri, I wonder how expensive Lutri would have been if it was legal in Commander. But because it's just an auto include in every blue deck and every red deck. Sorry, every Izzet deck, because of the color identity. It's like, yeah, it needed to get banned. See, Soul Ring, that's the baby, but like all these other cards, that it's not. You know what would also fix this? We need more companions with the exact same companion restriction. Yeah, Lutri was banned before it came out. Face the ban hammer faster than any card ever. Was Pokemon music just playing? I approve. This one is Earthbound music. Actually, I don't know when you're talking. Like, if you're way back on the stream, there was Pokemon music. It's apparently a bicycle music soundtrack. In the second quarter of the show. You can't fix companion. Give it some kind of partner to keep the companion flavorful. No, okay. I think it's an agreement. We're just going to remove companion. And Lutri would be completely fine and no one would care. No one would care. Actually, some people would probably care. Some people would play it. I love this card. I love this card. I can't play it anywhere, though. Or I guess I can. I can play it in Modern, but it's probably not very good. A Rayo! A 2-mana 1/1 with flying. Whenever the 4th spell of a turn is played, flip your Arayo Soratami Ascendant. And it flips into Arayo's Essence, which might as well be called a giant pain in the butt. It's an enchantment. Counter the first spell played by each opponent each turn. How do we like that card? Make it two-sided, first of all. I like this design. I like this design more than I like the flip cards. I find flipping cards is very frustrating. How many cats? I have 1 cat now. I'm down to 1 cat. Make it 3 blue. That's probably not going to change enough. Design is good. They should unban this card and see what happens. Like, mono blue sucks. What, like, unbanning Arayo is going to change that? It might be just banned because, not even because of power level, but just because it's like, it's annoying. It's like one of the more annoying commanders to play against. Oh, look at that! That would make it really suck though. When a spell is countered this way, flip it back. It would like. It's interesting. It's interesting actually. Nagabomb's suggestion, because it would make it so weak though. But it is interesting because okay, so nobody still wants to play into it. But I guess someone's gonna have to sacrifice something at some point anyway, like a cantrip or like a random mana rock to crack the Arayo, and then Arayo flips back over. Commutative upkeep, so you got to keep paying have the counter spell side. That's a lot of work. So you burned like all your resources to get Arayo's Essence, and you have to play commutative upkeep. If we wanted to fix any card, we just give it commutative upkeep. This is hellish. Keep it banned unless you can pay 1 to 3 mana for the counter. Make each side a separate card. No, that would make it even more broken. I would just keep on Arayo's Essence. I would just cast it on Arayo's Essence. Screw Arayo Soratami Ascendant. That side's the worthless side. Can only flip on your turn. Unflips at upkeep. You have to keep feeding it spells each time. That would make it worthless. Probably would keep it very, very worthless. Make it non-legendary. How the hell? Why would that fix anything? Flip back on your end step so you can't really trigger the flip on your own turn and it won't affect the person who goes after you. The whole point of this card is to affect the people that go after me. That's the whole point. This sounds like the simplest way to fix it, actually. It flips back if it counters a spell. And maybe it should be like whenever the third spell of a turn is played, flip Arreo. Oh no, it counts anybody's turn. That's interesting. Okay, I like that. You know what? I think that would work very well. So other people can trigger it, and when it triggers, then it will again counter like the very first spell that someone plays. And then when it gets countered, it gets reflipped. So it's like it goes flippity floppity. Make it flip back when it gets to your turn. Do you know what? That's actually even better. I think that's even better. Well, I can't tell. What do we like better? It flips immediately after countering something, or it flips back on our turn. I think actually it's very interesting that it just flips upon countering the first thing, and then if anyone plays 4 more spells in a single turn, then it flips back, and it keeps flipping and flipping and flipping. I like it a lot. Only counter if there's a spirit in play? That sounds terrible. Remove legendary is best? I don't get that. Whenever the 4th spell of a turn is played, flip Arreo Soratami Ascendant. I don't understand how removing... Oh, you don't want it to make it a commander. Oh, I see. That's interesting. I like the flip after countering. I like the flip after countering too. I think that's a really cool idea. Yeah, so it can't be your commander. I get it now. Make it counter every 4th spell anyone casts. No, I like the idea. Anyone can play 4 spells in a turn, and then it flips. And then countering the first spell played by each player that turn. On a particular turn. Give it day and night? That's weird. That's very, very weird. It just needs some way to flip back over. Yeah, I guess so. I like that. Okay, so if you ever... if a spell is countered this way, it flips right back over. Arreo, Soratami Ascendant. All right, that's it. We're gonna end it at Arreo, which means we'll continue. We're gonna continue. We're gonna have a lot of shows fixing Broken Band Magic: The Gathering cards. But today, that's it for today. And as usual, if you want to be part of the show, you got to be here weekdays, 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. Thanks to everyone who supports the show. If you're a patron on Patreon, a member on YouTube, or you super chat to be part of the show, or even super chat so other people can be part of the show, or if you super chat with Argentine pesos. And of course, we got to thank everyone for being here today. People like The Bomb and Delurian. We have Bell, Steve Cooper, Old Boy, Jess, David, Benjamin Berkey, Gillum, Mappius, Argentina, literally Argentina, paying in Argentine pesos. Danny, we got Dan right here, and many more. So as usual, my coffee crew, keep brewing those coffees, and we'll keep brewing up the magic. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you at the next cup.